At the start of June, Frontier revealed that the next new vessel arriving in Elite Dangerous was going to be the Nomad, an entirely new class of ship-launched vessel designed as an aid to exploration and capable of landing in confined spaces on a planet's surface. We've been staring intently at the visuals since the reveal, and we have some theories on the ship's features and how it might operate. Frontier has said that the Nomad is a very small single seat ship launched vessel. From the images they've supplied thus far, we can see that, unsurprisingly, its small cockpit contains a seat for just one commander. Unlike other vessels in the game that can land on a planet, the Nomad doesn't have retractable landing gear. Instead, on its underside it has landing skids or skis of the type that you might expect to find on something like a present day helicopter. The concept images show quite clearly that the engine nacelles swivel in place to aim their thrust backwards for flight and into a vertical position for landing. In a similar fashion to the Panther Clipper, however, the mountings for the engines also slide vertically on the body of the diminutive ship to ensure that the thrust from the forward engine nacelles doesn't hit or interfere with the aft pair. The vessel also appears to be armed, as there are what look to be two forward facing weapons of a similar style to the repeater gun found on the roof turret of the Scorpion SRV. Although we think it unlikely that it's going to be a match for any other current generation of ship launched fighters, and this weapon is either to be used as an absolute last resort or more likely it'll come in handy for shooting materials off of a full platoon of heavily armed and extremely aggressive brain trees. Because science. While we're talking science, I'm hopeful that the ship has the ability to track biological signals on a planet's surface, similar to its ground-bound SRV cousin's ability to remotely detect material-rich fallen meteors and other useful or interesting surface structures. The blog posted by Frontier when announcing the existence of the Nomad states that the ship provides flexibility in how commanders approach scanning for organics. The aforementioned SRV tracking will eventually zero you right into a target from miles away. The same sort of functionality for a biosignal would undoubtedly be a huge bonus to explorers, as anyone who has ever tried to track down a white coloured bacteria sample on an ice planet will, I'm sure, attest. I highly doubt FDev would add a ship that completely kills off the need for an entire suit, so while I'd definitely be excited by a potential new microship that can track down biosignals much faster across distances, I'm pretty sure we'd still need to step out in our Artemis suits for the actual sampling. There is still the question of how a Nomad might actually be deployed into the game after it's been purchased for ARX. Whilst we think it's likely that the Nomad will be able to be fitted to any ship that currently supports an SLF hangar, it's obviously aimed very squarely at the Explorer market, and a lot of those players are deep in the black, thousands of light years from the nearest shipyard. As an example, the default standard issue Caspian doesn't come fitted with a ship launched fighter bay. For those commanders deep in the black then, this raises a few questions. Firstly, whether a shipyard visit to install an SLF bay will be mandatory to access the Nomad if it was purchased with ARX, or whether the ARX deployment benefits include the fitting of an SLF bay. And if an Explorer already has an SLF bay installed, can commanders deploy a newly ARX purchased Nomad directly into that existing bay, replacing a current fighter without needing a shipyard, or will they have to track down a shipyard just to try out their new purchase? Either way, Frontier have said that they have much more to reveal about the Nomad, and that there's, quote, more to this ship than meets the eye, end quote. There's clearly something they're not telling us yet, and that got us thinking about what we haven't yet seen. FDev hasn't yet shown how we enter the ship. There has been some discussion in the community around how we will actually board the ship, and one strong possibility is that we might enter from the side as first suggested by Commander Profane Pagan. A door mechanism that hinges upwards fits quite well with the very first teaser image we were shown. If the entry is on the side, it's going to be very close indeed to the cockpit, and we can see 4 possible solutions to the entry and exit question. Firstly, there's the standard option, popping in and out of existence from outside of the ship directly into the cockpit via the classic hateful blue teleport circle. Second, there's the option of a menu at the side of the vehicle in a similar way to an SRV. Alternatively, we could see a blue tunnel tucked inside the rear or the side of the ship after an exterior door has opened. FDev have actually done something similar recently with the arrival of the Lynx Highliner. They put the teleporting blue tunnel of despair inside the ship itself at the top of a ramp. Whilst the Lynx is the only ship out of the 10 released in the last 2 years to have this feature, it was so well received by the community that it can't have escaped FDev's notice. So it's highly possible that the Nomad has a similar tunnel secreted inside an internal airlock. Or the last option, and brace yourself for this one, no tunnel whatsoever. You enter the small ship, the yellow sliding doors open into the rear of the cockpit, and you sit down in the pilot's chair. Essentially a full ship interior, albeit a very small one. If, and it's a big if, FDev are going to the trouble of rendering any part of the inside in a similar way to the Lynx, then for the Nomad the full cockpit would be just inches away from any blue teleport tunnel in the back. It's literally the other side of a set of thin metal doors. We can already see the whole cockpit interior through the glass from standing outside. It would almost seem madness to not then just open the doors and let the commander walk in, but of course I say that with complete awareness that I have absolutely no understanding of the developer work involved to achieve such a thing. We're hopeful that, as a Frontier partnered channel, we'll have access to a preview build of the Nomad prior to its launch. If we do, then we'll bring you everything about this new micro vessel right here. Whatever the case, we'll all know on June the 30th when the Nomad enters ARC's early access as part of the operations update. How do you think we'll enter and exit the Nomad? Do you think it has some kind of biosignal detector on board, and what other functions would you like from the ship? Let us know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe to the channel so that you see all our videos and community posts, and if you'd like to support our work here at the Buur Pit, you can also join us on Patreon. Links to that and everything else we've talked about in this video you'll find linked below. That's it for now. Thanks very much for watching. We very much look forward to seeing you next time.